People felt they had to protect Bobby. They never felt Jack needed protection.
Really?
Jack seemed tough. You know, he's a war hero. I mean, when you go into politics with the record of having carried a man with a bad back, with your bad back, on your back for 4 hours through Japanese waters, that's a memory. The guy can remember his breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And the wife wrote him and said, it was just a job to you, Jack, or Lieutenant, but it was my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Real thing,
yeah.
The real thing. And I think when he was like that, he seemed impermeable to trouble.
But not Bobby.
But he had a lot of trouble.
Right,
And,
a lot of trouble.
And Bobby did a lot of things to get him away from trouble, like Sinatra and some of the mob connections that he shouldn't have been involved with.
And there's also this enormously important moment, seminal moment for the Kennedy presidency, the Cuban Missile Crisis, in which Bobby is the essential.
I never understood.
The essential,
dynamic,
resolving, negotiating figure.
Okay, so the Bay of Pigs happens. Jack just goes, he salutes it, goes on, no thinking about it. Never occurred to him to make it clear, I will definitely not bring American troops in. I will not go into that war. If it goes to bed the wrong way, it's going to happen that way. I'm not going in. He didn't make that clear enough to Allen Dulles and the rest of them. At least that's not what I think. He didn't make it clear. Damn it, you're not going to get me. You're not going to trick me into this war. I know what you're up to. You're not going to trick me into this thing. Bobby had nothing to do with that. It was the last time that Bobby had nothing to do with anything.
Right.
Because Jack said, from then on, I want Bobby helping it. Bobby instinctively said, the next time they'll have missiles.
In Cuba.
Right. The Russians will bring the missiles in to make sure this doesn't happen. The thing is about the Russians, they love the Cubans because they're the only country that ever volunteered to join their world. Every other country has been beaten by the Red Army. They joined. It was romantic to them. Castro.
Yes, yes.
And it's a terrible. By the way, it's a terrible country right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
not a workers' paradise.
Politically, it's an awful place. It's a totally corrupt political system. Anyway, Bobby saw that coming, and when he, like a lot of times, like he was with civil rights, his initial inclination was to go and bomb the hell out of the place.
Hawkish.
Kill all the Russians,
right.
Just like Pearl Harbor in reverse. And then he said, but we don't do Pearl Harbors. And he thought about it, and he goes, we got to do something else. And he ended up with the sanctions. I think he was, Lyndon Johnson, as we all know, he and Bobby weren't friends for a lot of reasons, going back to FDR and firing his father. I mean, these are Irish things that go on and on. But Bobby, what was I saying? Bobby didn't go on.
About the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Johnson said, don't think Jack Kennedy, the president, is getting his orders from McNamara or anybody else. He's getting his orders from one guy, his brother. Bobby's the first one in and the last one out of the meeting, and he's the one who tells them what to do. This is Johnson admitting this.
So the president and Bobby make this journey in 13 days. It's a great movie. I highly recommend it.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
Army Bernstein was a producer.
Terrific movie. Really tells the story magnificently. About halfway through this journey, they're like, no, we got to resolve this. We got to find a way out. We got to find a way to literally diffuse this. And Bobby's central to that.
Well, the idea was to float the idea of pulling the American missiles out of Turkey. Also, Southern Italy, by the way. I found out that, Southern Italy, because we end up pulling them out of both places.
Right.
Secretly.
Right.
And counting on Khrushchev to keep it secret. And it worked. Yeah, I feel, I don't want people to think I like communists. I don't. But I got to tell you, I like Khrushchev because Khrushchev saw a World War III coming, and he did everything he did, and it cost him his career, obviously. He gave it, he said, I'm going to pull those, you take the missiles out, I'm out of there.
Right.